So this is going to be a quick unboxing, and this video will be part of the review video. I'm not going to release this as just an unboxing video. The reason I'm doing the unboxing video is because I'm curious to see if there's an item in here that I hope comes with a lens now, because this is the new style box. It's like my, oh, got down here, M11 box, M11 Monochrom, sorry. This is the new style Leica boxes. They've changed the boxes and they've actually missed out some of the items as well. And I'm just curious to see if this lens comes with a certain item that I hope is still in the box. Plus, I'm setting up all my cameras for the Oberwerth video, these items that Oberwerth has sent me. The reason I have to set my cameras up every time is because of our 6-month-old Rottweiler puppy Bella. Just thinks everywhere's a playground at the moment, as they do. So it's safer for my cameras if they're put back on the shelf, not left on the tripod, which I normally do. So I'm going to unbox this lens quickly and just show you what comes in the box, because like I said, this is a new style box. The reason I have the Summicron is I don't get on with the 35mm Summilux, the new close focusing version. I find it quite front heavy, especially on the black paint M11s, because they are lighter, because they got an aluminium top plate. And I also don't like the close focusing that lens has. It's got like a little notch in it, or a bump, and it goes from 70 centimeters and it'll drop down to 40 centimeters. That bump I find really annoying. I like my lenses, even like this, like Lens Lab lens, that's 70 centimeters and that's infinity. Turn the focus all the way around to 70 centimeters, I go past it and I find it quite annoying. I do understand why they're changing all the lenses to close focusing, because of the new M11V, I think it's called, which is the new M11 with an EVF, not an OVF. So you haven't got the EVF you put in the top on the hot shoe. It's actually got no OVF or rangefinder patch. It's got an EVF, apparently. That's what the rumors say. So I understand why they've gone close focusing, but personally, I don't get on with that. So that's why I bought this 35mm Summicron. The reason also I bought the 35mm Summicron now is because I think that they're going to change this lens to a close focusing model like they did with the 28mm Summicron. So let's quickly unbox this lens, and then the next part of this video after I finish the unboxing will be a review on this lens with some sample photos. So like I said, that's the new style box. So it comes like that in the box, which is quite nice. So you've got that like that now, which is very much like the M11 Monochrom that I unboxed. So I know how to open this now. You slide like that. Put it down there, and then I wonder if it's going to be in a plastic bag. Oh, it's in its leather pouch. Well, that's even better. Wait, is there anything in there? Let me move that out of the way. Let me put that down there, and let me. And at the bottom is paperwork, I guess. There's your inspection card. I know that. And at the bottom here, let me move them because there's nothing in there now. Let me move that out of the way to there. So in here you've got documentation, serial number, and yeah, I don't know what that is. General information on an M lens. No idea why, but anyway, up in there. Okay, now, so nice leather pouches. Open up, and there is the Summicron. Now underneath, at the bottom here, is what I'm curious if it comes with it. So in here is the cap, and it doesn't come with a ring. So it does come with it. So it comes with this little metal ring, which I was curious if it came with that or not. So I'm going to put those back in there so I don't lose them. And I put that down there out of the way. So that is the 35mm Summicron. Now, what I also did get from rangefinder, so, oh sorry, I did forget to mention earlier, this lens came from rangefinder. Did I mention this came from rangefinder? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. The information of rangefinder.com.hk is down below in the description. So I bought this, which is a Leica clear filter. So we'll put that on in a minute. Put that there, and I'm going to take the hood off. So there it is. That's the 35mm Summicron. Put the clear filter on. That thread is really nice. There you go. Actually looks like that lines up perfectly on top there. So I don't know if you can see that, but it says Leica Camera Vesla. And there you go. So this ring here, this actually goes over and goes on there to protect the thread, because I probably won't be using the hood. And then this should go over like that. So that's how I will be using the lens most of the time. That is really smooth. I got the filter, which is an E39, which is a 39mm filter. I also got that from rangefinder. That was a really good price too. And that is a genuine Leica filter. Because if you're going to buy a lens that costs this much, get a genuine Leica filter on it. Don't put B+W are good. Don't get me wrong. I've got a B+W on my 24mm 2.8. And I also have a Leica E39 filter on this Light Lens Lab 35mm f2.8 element. I've actually done a review on this lens, so if you want to check that out, it'll pop up somewhere on the screen or be down below in the description. But I've actually got an IR filter for an M8 on there. Doesn't affect the image at all, but it looks really cool because it's got this purple tint to it. So that is the 35mm Summicron. Let me put it on the monochrome. So that feels much better on the M11 Monochrom and the M11P because they're the same weight. I did find the 35mm Summilux f1.4 lens, the new close focusing version, a little bit front heavy, but that fits on there really nice. I do really like that on there. Now the next part of this video will be shot in a couple of weeks because I'm going to use the lens for a couple of weeks and let you know what I think of it and give you some sample photos. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that commented on my last two videos, my last two POV videos. I'm feeling a lot better now. It has taken me a little bit of time to recover. I don't know what I had, but I'm feeling a lot better. And as you can tell by my voice, I am a lot better. So thank you so much for all those lovely comments. They mean a lot to me. I wanted to do a quick review on the lens because I used it for nearly 2 weeks while I was in Japan a few weeks ago and give you my feedback on the lens. So this is the current version of the Leica 35mm f2 Summicron. Part of the reason why I went with the 35mm f2 Summicron is it doesn't have close focusing. So the closest focus on this lens is 70cm and it goes all the way to infinity. I personally don't like the close focusing on the modern lenses. That little bump it has, I find it quite annoying. So that's part of the reason why I went with the Summicron. Also, another reason is because of its size. It's a very compact, lightweight lens. Now, this is my M11 Monochrom, and I also have an M11P. Now, they're both black paint models, and because they're black paint models, they have an aluminium or aluminum top plate, which makes them lighter than the silver version, which has a brass top plate, which makes the cameras about 17% lighter. Leica say it's 20%, they like to round their numbers up quite a bit, it's 17% lighter. Because the camera's lighter, you notice the front heaviness of the camera with a larger lens, like the 35mm Summilux. With the 35mm Summicron, you don't notice it. If I put it down, look, it doesn't lean forward at all. It balances really well on these black paint cameras. The lens is very compact. I'm going to take the hood off. Okay, and you have obviously your aperture ring at the front, which is very smooth, as you'd expect from a Leica lens. And it has these nice, gentle clicks as you go through, and they are in half stops. And obviously you have your focus, which again is very smooth. It's a brand new lens, and it will loosen up a little bit, and it will get even smoother. But at the moment, I do find it very smooth. Obviously, it goes from infinity all the way to 0.7 meters or 70 centimeters. And then you have your focus tab, built-in focus tab. The one thing I did notice with the focus tab is the ends of the focus tab are quite pointy. You can feel it. If you put your finger there, it's quite pointy. They're not as rounded as they used to be on the older lenses. I guess it will wear down over time, or that's just the way it is. But I do notice that if I put my finger there quickly and I don't put my finger into the tab and it's here, it does dig into your finger a little bit. As you can see on the front, I have a yellow filter, which I picked up in Japan. This is a 39mm or an E39 in old Leica terms. It's a 39mm yellow filter. Now I wanted a red filter and also wanted an orange filter, but nobody had stock of them in Japan. So I just bought the yellow one, which will lighten skin tones a little bit. And it also will lighten the greens in your image. Like if it's trees, bushes or grass, it will make them look a little bit lighter. Now I do want to test on the monochrome color filters. So I've actually recently purchased a set of color filters, which you'll see here. If I put them there's a yellow, there's a light green, there's a red, and there's also an orange. Now these are E55, and luckily for me, I have an E55 lens, which is my 24mm 2.8 Almaret. So I will be doing a test in the next couple of weeks with those filters on the monochrome to see how they affect the image. So keep an eye out for that. You'll notice that I have the hood on the lens. And if you'd watched the unboxing part of this video, I said I wasn't going to use the hood because I was a little bit worried it's going to block too much of the viewfinder, and I thought it'd be annoying, but I actually kept the hood on all the time. And it hardly blocks any of the viewfinder. And also I can stand the camera up like that because I tend to leave my camera like that so I can charge via the USB-C port while I'm having a coffee or just taking a bit of a break, so I can keep the battery topped up. Somebody did ask me the other day, because they noticed I have both lenses. I have the Leica 35mm f2 Summicron, and I have the Light Lens Lab, I'll show you this one here, the Light Lens Lab 35mm f2 8 element. Now this is a replica of the Leica 35mm f2 8 element. And somebody asked me if I can do a quick comparison between these two lenses to see how they render and how they look. So if you want me to do that video, let me know down in the comments section. I probably will end up doing it now that somebody's asked me to do it, because I'll be interested to see how these two lenses differ. I know this one, the Light Lens Lab, will be a little bit softer wide open, but this is also incredibly sharp when you stop it down to about f8, and there is a big difference in the price. Build quality, they're about the same. Light Lens Lab build incredibly well-made lenses. I haven't come across any lenses apart from Voigtlander that are built this well for the Leica M mount. In some respects, I would say this is built better than the Voigtlander. It has a really nice quality to it. It is brass, and the glass inside this lens is a replica of the original glass. Unlike Leica, when they bring out a replica lens, it's normally got modern glass in it, and only the outside is a replica of the original. So let me know down in the comment section if you want me to do a comparison between my 35mm f2 Summicron and the Light Lens Lab 35mm f2 8 element. So the plan was to use this lens on my M11 Monochrom and also on my M11P. So I can give you some sample photos from Japan in color and black and white. But this lens stayed on my M11 Monochrom all the time. I didn't take it off. I enjoyed using this lens on this camera so much that it just stayed on there. So all of the sample photos you're going to see in a minute were shot with the M11 Monochrom. But what I will do in a couple of weeks, I will take the lens out and use it on my M11P and give you a short second review video of using the lens on a colored sensor, so you can see how this lens renders color. Because obviously it's not going to render any color because it's on a black and white censored camera. As you can see from the photos, this lens is incredibly sharp and adds a very modern look to the photos. If you don't like that modern look, you're better off going for a Summilux or even a still rim to 35mm f1.4. That's going to give you a more classic look. Now, all of those photos were shot with the yellow filter attached to the lens, and I was zone focusing. So I would be between 5.6 and f8, and my distance would be just before 3 meters for most of my stuff. And then if anything was further away, I just bang it around to infinity. As you can tell, I am really happy with this lens. It is a really nice lens to have on the M11 Monochrom. I'm really pleased I bought this lens. Now, I bought this lens from rangefinder.com.hk. A link to their website will be down below in the description. They ship worldwide via FedEx. A lot of you have actually purchased stuff from them recently and been really pleased with the service you've got from them. I don't make anything from this. They're not paid promotion or anything. I just like to help you guys save money and get good service. So check them out. Their link is down below in the description. I do have a couple more videos coming out next couple of weeks, which are not so much to do with the Leica stuff because I need to catch up some videos. Under the table here, I have a printer that I haven't opened yet. It's a big A2 printer that I need to get set up, and I will do a video on that and why I bought the printer. And then down there is obviously my film scanner, which I still haven't done the unboxing. It's been there for a few months now. I did pick that up in Japan a few months ago. It's a film scanner that you can still buy in Japan, which I was quite shocked. It's still readily available there. So I will do a video on the scanner and how I bought it, why I bought it, and how I got it back to New Zealand. And don't forget, in a few weeks, there will be another video with this lens. but this time it'll be on my M11P, so you can see how this lens renders colors with a color sensor, because obviously you can't see any colors because I'm using it on a monochrome sensor, and all the photos you've just seen were from the M11 Monochrom. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and as always, thank you so much for watching.